Often on social media, we see memes stating, "All my friends are snakes." But do you know a fun fact? Snakes aren't as cold-hearted as you think, and snakes have friends too. Sounds fascinating, right? In this episode of Wildlife Free, we will tell you some interesting facts about snakes' social lives. So stay tuned, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you were asked to give some names of cruel creatures, definitely you're going to give the name of snakes. Most of us consider snakes the deadliest animal because of their venom. But snakes aren't that cruel or toxic. In fact, the snake's identity as a cold and solitary being isn't correct in some cases. They are cold-blooded, but not cold-hearted, because like humans and other animals, snakes have social lives too. They don't want to be alone and look for social connections with other snakes. You'll be surprised to know that snakes hang out with their friends too, but when it comes to choosing friends, snakes are quite picky. They are very particular about who they spend their time with. Also, a particular behaviour is noticed. They only form social bonds with similar categories of snakes. Now you may argue about the snake's brain structure, as they belong to the reptile class. And you may wonder, how's this even possible for a reptile to form a friendship? It's true reptilian brains aren't developed, but recent studies have shown some social interaction patterns among snakes, and those patterns are suspicious, as those patterns indicate that snakes can have a social life too. Though snakes don't have that much of an intellectual ability to feel any kind of emotions, researchers and scientists have found evidence of snakes making non-mating relationships. In fact, snakes also make decisions like humans about who they're going to avoid for their safety. Surprised, right? According to studies, snakes usually identify individuals by seeing and smelling. An experiment was done to examine the social life of this so-called antisocial animal. For the study of snake social life, a team led by doctoral candidate Morgan Skinner and psychologist Noam Miller kept 40 juvenile eastern garter snakes. 30 of those snakes were from wild-caught mothers, and 10 were purchased from a breeder. The researchers put the snakes in 4 separate groups in an enclosure and kept track of their positions twice a day for more than a week. Each group had 10 snakes, including both male and female snakes, and the researchers kind of forced them to form a special bond inside that plastic enclosure. They also placed a camera to monitor the activities of snakes every 5 minutes and tracked all the movements of snakes. They found there was no combat or courtship among the snakes. Now you may wonder how the researchers separated those snakes' identities, as they were quite similar. To clear all the confusion and to have an accurate result, the team placed non-toxic special dots on the snakes' heads. They carried out this experiment for 8 days. Every day Skinner took pictures of the snakes and their groups. After that, Skinner removed the special dots. He also ensured the enclosures don't have any kind of odours. He cleaned all the things so that it became hard for the snakes to find out the group that the team was forced to make. Later, they put those snakes back into the enclosure again, but this time there was no grouping. They mixed those snakes and placed them in different corners of that enclosure. Then they noticed an interesting fact. These reptiles returned to their original groups, but there was no combat or courtship among those snakes. Their social behaviour was quite similar to ours. As social creatures, we also look for our comfort zone, and the snakes did the same thing. When they were placed in an uncomfortable situation, they quickly returned to their group, and this was enough evidence to prove that snakes also have some kind of social life. Though we can't say that all snakes have social lives, this study indicates that some snakes do form non-mating relationships. For social interaction, intentionally or unintentionally, they look for their original connection. And you know what they did after returning to their original group? They did nothing but hang out together like before. Later, the team again located these snakes in different parts of the shelter, but the result was the same. No matter how many times they were removed from their original friends, they tend to come together again by forming groups of 3 or 8 individuals inside that small shelter. This friend reunion tendency among snakes is quite similar to ours. So next time you see a group of snakes, don't be surprised. But why do snakes form social bonds? Researchers are still trying to find an answer to this question. Some scientists believe that these reptiles form social bonds for their safety, as they can take help from their friends in case of any danger. Also, forming a group gives them some kind of mental satisfaction. Scientists also evaluated the personality of snakes, find out their social characteristics more accurately. Yes, you heard it right. Snakes have personalities. Initially, scientists have identified 2 personalities among snakes. It may sound crazy to you that snakes can be bold and shy too, but it's true. Some snakes are quite bold and active, While some are shy and passive, the researchers believe that these two personality types also help them to form social bonds. The bold and active snakes take the lead in forming a group, while the shy and passive ones follow them. To examine whether a snake is bold or shy, they kept each individual separately in a shelter. Bold snakes tried to explore the shelters. On the other hand, shy snakes tried to escape and return to their main group. This shyness is another reason why snakes escape. However, doesn't it sound like human social behavior to you? Like introverts trying to escape unfamiliar surroundings and reach their acquaintances, while extroverts explore without any hesitations? According to Miller, snakes have sophisticated social cognition, and they can tell others apart. Though Skinner and Miller couldn't find the exact reason behind these cool friendship bonds, it's believed these bonds are somewhat beneficial to them. Maybe they share these bonds to stay secure from other predators. Also, they can moisture and heat themselves by curling up together in particular seasons. Though researchers aren't sure about these facts yet, whatever the reason behind these bonds, the concept of snake friends is really fascinating. You may think that the garter snake is a special kind of snake that only behaves like humans, but no, it's not the case. From previous studies related to snake social lives, researchers have found that other snakes also show some special social characteristics. For example, male and female cottonmouth snakes regularly forage together. On the other hand, looking after each other's baby rattlesnakes are found to create communal density. This implies that snakes' social lives can be as meaningful as ours. Maybe you are wondering if humans can be snakes' friends too, or not. According to some garter snake pet owners, snakes can form social bonds with humans. One of the garter pet owners stated her pet was friendly towards her. In fact, the garter snake didn't bite her, though she's not sure if her pet felt the same or not. Another snake pet owner shared that his pet feels more comfortable around his wife. As his wife gives food to the snake recognizes her well, but feels shy around him. Food, shelter, and safety are the biggest factors for any creature, and snakes aren't different from them. So it can be said, snakes can become friends with us. But be careful if you're thinking about petting a snake. As the snake's brain is quite complex, it may bite you, so the risk is still there. So, are you still going to let other people address their friends as snake? Share this video with your friends so that they can also know about snakes' friends and social life too. To watch more interesting and informative content like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell button for future video updates. That's all for today. Hope to see you in our next episodes. Till then, goodbye and take care.